So I'm sitting there just kicking back, doing nothing. And this little guy comes in and comes up to me and he says, could I go through your records, please? And I said, sure, of course you can.
I want to guess this one.
And he looks through the records and I said, you know, I have the new Victory album. They didn't mail it to me. He goes, you do? Could you put it on? Because we're getting ready for the tour. And so I said, anything that you want to hear? And he goes, yeah, shake your body down to the ground. He said, I'm getting the dance routine down. So he gets out and I put it on and he starts dancing to it. And I'm like, wow. And he goes, can you play it again? And I said, yeah. And he goes, do you have a cassette player? And I said, I do, absolutely. I can't do an impression of him, so I'm not going to try. And I said, absolutely. And he goes, I just came from the studio with Quincy, so
not Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. And he goes out to his limo and he comes in with a cassette and he goes, we just put this together today. And so I play it for him and he goes, stop. He goes, play that part again. And I go, okay. And he goes, stop. Can you play it again? And then when I point to you, turn it up loud. And I said, okay. So I play it again. Turn it up loud. And he goes, horns aren't loud enough on that. I got to tell Quincy the horns aren't loud enough. And so I'm listening and I'm playing Rock With You, and I can't remember which one, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough from his album. But he was just on top of the music. He was listening to every single note.
He was obsessed.
Yeah, but focused. He wasn't one of these artists that let any other people do it for him. And then he would get out there and dance to this song. And I'm like, wow. You know, because I grew up with the Jackson 5 and he wasn't Michael Jackson at the time. He was just a member of the Jackson 5. And this was a band that had saved my ass so many times when I was DJing, you know, put on Dancing Machine and
that will
pack the floor, going, right. You know, and one bad apple don't spoil the whole bunch, girl, and all this kind of stuff. And ABC, I loved all that music. Yeah. And then afterwards, he took my card and he said, would you do some parties for me? And I said, sure. So I go to his house on Havenhurst in Encino.
I've been there.
Yeah. And I DJ'd about 12 parties for Michael Jackson.
Did he pay well?
He paid well. And then I did the launch party for the tour. And I had to be screened by the FBI. So I'm glad I had a green card at the time because the Jackson 5 and myself were... it was the Jacksons, but they did the S like a 5 because they'd left Motown and gone to Epic. We were all in the bank vault of this bank that was on Wilshire Boulevard. And now it's like a clothing store, Yves Saint Laurent, but right across from the Beverly Wilshire Hotel. And the idea was we were in the bank vault and they were breaking out of the bank vault. And they had Entertainment Tonight there and all the TV cameras. And then I had my fog machine. So they,
of course you did.
Yeah, and they tried to give us a walkie-talkie, but the vault door was too thick for the radio signal. But they weren't locking the door, so it was opened slightly, so we had an XLR cable go through. And when they gave me the signal, it was 30 seconds before they would open the vault door, and that's when I dropped the dry ice into the fog machine, filled the thing with fog. Turned my one laser on back then. It was just a red dot, just like, you know, like Pong back in the early days going up and down. It was just a red laser going through and they opened the thing and the fog came out and the Jacksons came dancing through it.
Come on.